think it's hard to out-wrestle Dorian Olivarez.
You got to talk about the pace when you talk about Dorian Olivarez's jiu-jitsu. He just never stops trying to take you down. He never stops trying to pass your guard. He never stops trying to just frustrate you.
Dorian's one of the most unique offensive forces that we've ever seen in jiu-jitsu.
Today we're at Kingsway. I'm getting ready to have my first training done today. When I'm in camp, I'm mostly just focusing on the main stuff that I already do. I'm not focusing too much on new skills, just pretty much focusing on the stuff that I already do, passing, my primary attacks, and fixing any like possible things that my opponents might be looking at, like mistakes that I've made in other matches. And then also doing a lot of visualization. That's a big thing for me. But to be honest, I mostly focus on myself. I feel like I have the type of game that doesn't really matter too much what my opponents are going to do. It's usually the same thing all the time.
Welcome back to the FloGrappling Show. In this episode, we're going to break down trials, all the stuff we saw out there, all the best happenings and whatnot. Where do you guys want to start?
I feel like we got to start with Dorian, right? Dorian's one of the most unique offensive forces that we've ever seen in jiu-jitsu, and that was on full display this weekend.
Yeah, especially in a division where it ended up being like, there were so many dudes kind of on crazy runs,
There were more ranked guys at that weight class than the rest of the tournament combined.
You got to talk about the pace when you talk about Dorian Olivarez's jiu-jitsu. He just never stops moving. He never stops trying to take you down. He never stops trying to pass your guard. He never stops trying to just frustrate you.
Dorian, obviously, like an absolute machine at 66 kilograms. This will be his second time at the ADCC World Championship. We could see this guy go all the way. We could see him be in the finals. Like, who knows?
Let's go.
I feel like after trials, I learned a lot from watching back some of those matches. I could have maybe been a little more aggressive, but I still felt like I showed a lot of my game. There was a lot more matches too, so I could show more of my stuff, but I was able to show the game pretty well.
Let's talk about this WNO bracket.
I faced Julian the first day of East Coast Trials, and I was able to finish him pretty quickly, but I feel like I could tell he had a very specific game plan. Like right away, he was trying really hard to grab a hold of me and try to like pull me into some kind of guard. So I'm focused on, I'm thinking about what adjustments he might make, and I think it'd be a good match to see like how he's improved and what he's changed in preparation for this match.
Max Hansen's guys won some major tournaments at black belt. What's it like facing somebody who has so much experience and stays so active?
I probably have more competition experience than him, just because I've been wrestling since I was so young. And in wrestling, you compete. I would compete a lot. I would be sometimes double entered in tournaments. I'd be competing like every other weekend. So I'm used to competing a lot. I feel like even if he does have a lot of competition experience, I feel like it doesn't really make a difference. I feel like his game is basically would just make it easier for me because he usually pulls guard right away. So I would just wear him down and then eventually pass and submit.
What are your thoughts on DeAndre as an opponent?
It doesn't really make a difference who it is. If it's any of the other guys, my style is designed to work against any kind of style. I work so much on being able to either sweep, reverse as I'm getting taken down, or just standing up a lot, but it's very hard for people to get me down or hold me down. Since I was about 6 or maybe even a little bit younger, I wanted to do MMA. And so my dad decided to put me in wrestling. And we didn't really expect to be doing jiu-jitsu this long. We just kind of thought, okay, I'd build up my jiu-jitsu a little bit and then we'd start working on MMA. But I ended up getting better than we thought I would get, so there was just so many opportunities. We kept on trying to like chase higher and higher goals, and then now we're here and I'm just keep on getting better. Yeah.
If you were to win this belt, a big match that could happen would be you and Diego Pato. What are your thoughts on potentially facing Diego Pato later on, holding the belt that he used to hold?
I think that'd be a really good match. I feel like matches like that, guard player versus guard passer, are really entertaining. Usually, especially when the guy like Diego Pato is always looking to attack. If it's the guy who plays guard and is just looking to recover, that can be a boring match. But I feel like usually Diego's looking to attack, and then I'm always trying to pass. So I feel like it's going to be a match with a lot of action. I would like to be ranked pound for pound because I truly believe that I am one of the best pound for pound. So yeah, it would be nice to be on that pound for pound ranking, and hopefully that #1 pound for pound.